them can't stop me with powder hobia. Inna me head no boy can't put all in a. Buy some food from them, no take no dinner. Protect no near. Watch over me, no Jehovah. Watch over me, no Jehovah.
Welcome. One State Podcast on a blast. Never crash out. Never crash like a glass. Smash. No. You hear that? Fully one state. We're there. Check. Be things. So what go on in our world? What go on in the entertainment world today? Share out the notification. YouTube, make we keep it bubbling, no? We must have count down while I share out the notification to the 25 subscribers. You know. Share out. Yeah, man, One State Podcast, where I do a little thing about El Mencho now. Yeah, man, El Mencho. El Mencho, you know, El Mencho was living in the shadows, living in the ghost. Living as a ghost, I mean, for years. Nobody know El Mencho, right? Then, all of a sudden, they moved in and took out El Mencho, assassinate him. Perhaps they were trying to capture him because they know what's going to happen, and the government of Mexico know what was going to happen. But rest in mind, people are still going to Cancun because what's happening in Mexico is far. Where Cancun is protected by the military. You can check. And not because of what's going on in Mexico, no, they are protected by the military. They always go to Cancun on vacation, you see a large military presence. So basically, El Mencho had a funeral the other day, right? So while El Mencho was at the funeral and thing, as I said, there were police officials come out to keep the peace and the order. And then CNG members were taking out police officials. Yeah, these men are demons. Not telling no lie. These men are demons. Demons. So anyway, El Mencho, you see here on my screen, El Mencho was like, was in the thing, doing it. We have Zambata. We come and learn about the El Chapos, El Chapo's son create something called Lapetos. You know what I mean? We seen when El Chapo's son had to get captured and let go. But what we have here by sources can let you know that El Chapo's son, one of El Chapo's son gave up Zambata. That's the news going on. Fly him out on a private jet to look at estates. And then he was nabbed by the DEA. The pressure that Trump put on the Mexicans, like telling the Mexican government that we know you're affiliated with the cartels, right? We know you're affiliated with the cartels. So El Mencho, you see here on our screen, you see here everything about him, his given name, you know what I mean, and what they call him, his date of birth, you know what I mean, everything about him. This man was a police. This man was deported from America in the 80s, went back to Mexico, then became a police. You know what I mean? That's why you see he hired military officials, only military officials. He hires sicarios, but most of them are well trained, you know what I mean? Ex-service members. These are the people he organized and structured his daily life with, right? His daily life with. So basically, El Mencho became a target. You know what I mean? Some say El Chapo's sons snitched on him, gave him up. But maybe because this one was bigger than the Cali cartel, El Chapo, everybody living in the shadows. But the DEA, put the pressure on Mexico. In my opinion, I think Mexico wanted to capture him because when they really knows there was a massive, firefight, for hours. He was struck, because the type of ammunition they're firing, can bore, piercing walls, everything. So he was struck. They were trying to save him life to Mexico City Hospital, but he didn't made it. El Mencho. So basically, the CIA get involved. And once the CIA get involved, the CIA, they look for weaknesses how to get you. And they've been tagging this man for months, weeks, until they came up with his weakness. And that was his weakness. The OnlyFans model was his weakness. A OnlyFans model was his weakness. A OnlyFans model was his weakness. This man loved his model. This girl here on his screen. So the CIA, they tracked her, find out his location, where he was going, where she was going to meet him. When she got there, they make sure she left to make sure that he was there, because if she didn't left, they were going to think that he's not on base. But to see that she went in that day and then leave the other day, like for example, she went in Monday and leave Tuesday, they know he was there. They know he was there. So they started to breaching. Here comes El Mencho. Team and the firefight. Immediately, three of his guys was taken out because they were caught by surprise. Firefight start. This guy was in a fossil that was created to take on the military. That's why they could have hold off the military for hours, but they got caught surprise. You know what I mean? This guy couldn't believe the Mexican government turned on him. That's why the CNG, them burning down the cities. Like, oh, you do this to us, look what we're going to do to you. You know what I mean? That is what the CNG, but go see your CNG members, them cornered elementary, as you could see on the screen. You know what I mean? So, yeah, America, they go get you. They say they want you, and they're going to put pressure on their government. They're going to win. You know what I mean? They see they win for Madeira. Yeah, they come for anybody, bro. They come for you. If they think you need to be comforted, you're going to get comfort. The DA can't get you. The CIA will get you. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter how long you're going to take, how long it's going to happen. You know what I mean? It's going to happen. I'm telling you. So El Mencho, that is for El Mencho, to know that El Mencho weakness was a chick.
So I do me.